Do you know you can use cornmeal to make a super moist, buttery cornbread? I will be showing you how to make it with very easy to find and simple ingredients. So keep watching. First off, in a bowl, I'll be adding some cornmeal. So guys, I want to elaborate on the cornmeal, corn flour, and the cornstarch so you do not get mixed up. The cornmeal has a coarse texture. It is just simply like dried corn which has been blended or ground, but it is not like 100% fine. The texture is not fine like the corn flour and the cornstarch. Your cornmeal has a coarse texture. And in this recipe, you cannot substitute it with corn flour or cornstarch. You cannot use those. Only cornmeal, okay? Now bring all-purpose flour. I will drop the recipe for you guys, okay? So do not worry. Right now, I'll bring in some sugar. I have some baking soda, baking powder, salt. I will add more of the baking powder because this recipe calls for 2 teaspoons of baking powder. You want to go ahead and mix the dry ingredients until everything is uniform. Right now at this point, I will bring in some buttermilk. If you do not have buttermilk, just take some milk and add in a teaspoon of vinegar. I will drop it in the rest. I'll drop it how to mix it below. I just add in some egg and melted butter. Now bring in some oil. I'm using cooking oil. Any cooking oil is going to work. You want to add in some honey. This honey is optional. I just love the flavor in my cornbread. You want to go ahead, you give that a good stir until you have a good or uniform consistency, just like this. So this is how yours should look like. By the time you want to transfer it inside, your baking pan is going to thicken. So now your baking pan is supposed to be greased. Now transfer in there, and we're going to go ahead. Make sure your oven has already been preheated at this time, okay? So now let that go to a preheated oven, 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 30 minutes, just like this. So guys, cornbread do not rise like cake or your normal all-purpose flour cake, okay? This is how cornbread is. It doesn't like rise to give that break, you know, the crack on cakes. No, that's not how cornbread is. This is how cornbread is supposed to be. You see how that is? That is how yours is supposed to turn out. It is so soft, super moist. You're never ever going to use the Jiffy box mix. If you know what that is, it's a box mix for cornbread. This is way moist than it, and it's just very crumpy. And thank you so much for watching. If you get to try this, let me know how it turned out. Until we meet again in my next video, bye for now.